In this video, we will learn how skilled worker visa application looks like. This is the application which I have filled for someone and I've written the details. So let's start. So first of all, application name, that's what you will put. Unique application number. This is the number which we are talking about. It's a 16-digit number. So if you applying for the dependents for your kids, this number will relate all the applications together. That's how the home office will come to know. The home office will generate that number for you. Biometric residence permit number. So if you have BRP, that number. Country of nationality, your country of nationality, date of your application, which date you have submitted the application. Type of visa application. So skilled worker visa we are talking about. IHS fees. So if you pay IHS fees, which is getting upgraded now, so obviously that's why I've hidden it. Total fees, that's a fees for the application. 2000 was because of the priority service we have applied. And then you need to provide your email. So you will put your email twice. Payment reference will be generated by the home office once you pay the application. Linking code for family members. This is when you're applying for the dependents. If you want to bring your dependents in the UK, will any other family members be applying to come to the UK? So this is the question mark. So if you want your dependent to come afterwards or together, you will mention yes. And if you have no dependent, then you will mention no. For example, your dependents are coming later on. You will still mention this yes. Have any other family members started their application? So obviously no, because your dependents are not coming together. How many other family members are coming? In this case, the applicant is only bringing his wife. Immigration advisor details. If you're using any immigration advisor, you provide the details. Usually you apply yourself, so you put no. Further, it says which email address can we use to contact you? Which phone number we can use? Your address, your town, your postcode. Other names and nationalities, in addition to name provided, if you have been known by other name, do you have a valid national identity card? Yes. If you have, in this case, the ID, like your country ID card, issuing authority, expiry date, issue date. That's what you need. Do you currently hold or have you ever held any other nationality? So if you have, you provide yes, otherwise no. People applying with you, are your partner or children applying with you? So previously, in this case, the applicant will bring his wife afterwards, is not applying together. So he mentioned yes in the above over here. In this section, he mentioned yes. Okay. At the bottom, it's no because he is not traveling with the applicant in this case. If your applicant is traveling with you, then you will mention yes. Enter the country in which you making the application. So this was the application. The applicant is currently in the UK and he is on post-study work visa and he is changing that visa to skilled worker visa. Immigration status. Do you have current visa or entry clearance? Yes. So he got the graduate visa. Do you currently have an application with the home office? If you have any application, you will press yes, otherwise no. Work details. Do you have certificate of sponsorship? So for skilled worker visa, this is the very important question. Yes. And you need to provide your certificate of sponsorship number, which will come over here. If you don't have certificate of sponsorship, do not apply. Otherwise, they will refuse your application. What time does your certificate of sponsorship covers? So in this case, it's more than 3 years. So you can either have 5 years or you can have 2 years. What is the name of your sponsorship? Your sponsor company name and your sponsor license number. This will be provided to you by the sponsor, which will be on your certificate of sponsorship. After this, I'll show you the certificate of sponsorship as well. How the certificate of sponsorship looks like. What will your title be in the company? So he put manager. COS code, this is the code you will find online. So in this case, the person got the code which is 1223. This is mentioned on your certificate of sponsorship. As I said, I'll show you after this video the certificate of sponsorship. Is your job on shortage occupation list? No. How much will be paid? The salary. How much the company will pay the salary. So in this case, the applicant is getting £28,000 salary. Let's go further. Personal details. Select the sex, obviously male, female, country of birth, passport number, place of issue, passport expiry date, basic details basically. Do you live at this address? When did you started living at this address? About your home. Give more details about your living conditions, such as who you living with. So if you're living with your family, so in this case, he mentioned he's living with his family. So they asked, where is your address? Where do you live? Address details, all those details. So they want basically all your 5 years details, like where you have stayed in the last 5 years. So nothing rocket science, just the basic things. So don't worry about it. Um, Abroad in past 2 years, have you stayed outside the UK for past 2 years? That's another question. And then they ask for family and relationship. Do you have a partner? Yes, but we are married or in a we are not married or in a civil partnership. So, for example, he's engaged, he's bringing his wife afterwards after he's getting married. So he just mentioned that. They won't ask the details of the partner. If you mention they are not traveling with you. Okay. So if you have a plan to bring your wife in future, you will put yes, you have a partner. You don't need to provide any proof. Many applicant ask this question to me that we don't have the marriage certificate. So at this time of skilled worker visa application, you don't need any details. Okay. Have you or and your partner been living together as a couple for last 2 years? No, because he will get married. He is not living together. Have you previously been marriage or civil partnership before? No. Can you provide details of at least one of your parents? Yes. So he provided the details of his father, and then they asked the father's detail, their date of birth, their nationality, uh, all those details. Then he also provided about his mother, same family name, given name, date of birth, nationality, basic details. Then they ask about travel history, how long you have lived in the UK. So he mentioned the time period. Since you started living in the UK, have you spent time outside the UK? No. So there was no detail. Have you or how many years you have visited outside the place last 10 years? So last 10 years you have to provide the details. If you're coming from India or anywhere else, you need to provide the criminal record as well for last 10 years. It is mandatory. Otherwise they will refuse your application. If you don't have it, then think about it. Like, if you have an old passport, your details are not there and you can't get the criminal, then you can think about that, how you present it. Have you been to any other countries in the last 10 years? So he mentioned, yes, he did. Which country he visited? What was the reason? When did he enter? When did he leave? So he mentioned that he went for the holiday 2017, 2017. Have you been in to any other countries in the past 10 years? Again, they're asking, after this country, did you went anywhere else? No. Okay. So if you've been any other countries, you need to mention yes and you need to provide all the details. Did you receive medical treatment in the UK? No. Did you receive any NI number, national insurance number? He mentioned yes. What is your NI number? What is your driving license number? Enter your driving license number. Have you received any public funds in the UK? No. This is very important. If you are applying from inside the UK, then yeah, you have to mention no. Otherwise, if you have taken any funds, then you will refuse your application. Criminality. They will refuse in case if you are not authorized for the public funds. Okay. Criminality. So they will ask you, do you have any criminal record? Have your visa been refused before? Have you been refused to entry, refused permission, refused asylum, deported, removed? Anything happened, you need to mention yes and you need to provide details. Don't hide, guys. If you hide, you will be in trouble. Have you ever lived or entered in the UK illegally? It's important. I'll again say one thing. If you have any details, for example, people try to hide the previous refusal. If you do that, you will be in trouble. They will refuse your application. Remain in the UK, validity of your permission to stay, breach condition. So anything happens in UK or false, you need to mention those details. Anytime you have lived following in the condition, other countries, criminal offense, all that details. So he mentioned no, no criminal record, nothing, no war record or anything. Have you ever involved in encouragement of the terrorism? No. Have you given any organization been considered as a terrorism? No, no. Basically, all the basic details you mentioned. He mentioned no. Have you ever been a member or given support to any organization or has been considered as extremism? You mentioned no. And have you ever been expressed any extremist level? No. I have read all the information and my guidance and everything. So, for example, like, with non-UK government, so no. Everything you mentioned, basically no. Okay, so these are the basic questions that you have a personal character, any bad character, no, no. Okay, now let's discuss the financial maintenance, the most important part. Okay, so financial maintenance has dash company, so the limited company agreed to certify your financial maintenance. This is the most important question uh, which I should say for everyone. When you mention yes, you do not need to provide any bank statement or anything. But if this says no, in that case, you have to provide everything. This will be mentioned on your certificate of sponsorship, which I'll discuss just after this. English language ability. Have you provided evidence of your English language? Yes. So if you have done IELTS or whatever the minimum requirement is for your visa. Declaration. I confirm and that I understand all the terms and condition and you accept. After this finishes over here. So this is only 8 pages. This is not a very difficult form. It's a straightforward form and anyone can fill this form. Now let's discuss the skilled worker visa certificate of sponsorship. So this is now your certificate of sponsorship. This is how your certificate of sponsorship looks like. This certificate of sponsorship is for the same person, skilled worker visa, switching immigration category. So he's switching from graduate visa to post-study work visa. Certificate of sponsorship, when I issued this, it was issued within 24 hours. It was like, it was quick. So sponsored license number, that's where the number you get from, so which you put in skilled worker visa. Sponsor name, certificate number, certificate issue date, certificate expiry date, all that details, date assigned. Expiry date is like, so this was issued in December 2023 and March 2024 will be the expiry. Sponsorship withdrawn? No. So if they withdraw the sponsorship certificate, then it says yes, but in this case, no, because obviously they have issued it. Personal details, family name, given name, other names, nationality, place of birth, country of birth, basic gender and country of residence, passport and travel number, passport number, issue date, expiry date, just the basic details of all your personal details, current home address, your address details, identification number, UK ID card number, if you have any. UK national insurance number, if you have any. In this case, the applicant had one, so he mentioned it. National ID card number, employee number. So this employee gave me the NI number and I put that in. So the employee will provide you the NI number. Start date. So this particular applicant starting January 2024. End date 2029. So I issued it for 5 years. Does the migrant need to leave or re-enter in the UK for the approval? No, he don't need to do that. He don't need to leave the country. Total week hours of work, 45 hours he'll be working. Main work, where he will be working, the address of that place, of my house's address. Migrant employment details. So he'll be working as a manager. Okay, so restaurant manager, whatever the category I have put. These are just the basic details, like the function he will be doing, the basic job details. New entrant. Is he a new entrant? No. He is already in the UK, so he's not a new entrant. Gross salary. So we have mentioned the gross salary over here for that person. For each, this is important thing which I wanted to discuss. This is now related to the financial question. Tick to confirm that the post is at appropriate skill level as set out in the sponsorship guidance. A 66-page guidance I'm talking about over here, which you can watch that video on my channel. 66-page guidance, sponsorship license. Yes. Tick to certify maintenance for migrant and dependent, if applicable. This is the question which I was talking about. If you say yes over here, then the skilled worker visa applicant don't need to provide any bank statement. If this says no, then yes, they need to provide the bank statement. Click to certify maintenance for migrant and dependent, if applicable. Dependent, obviously, we have already mentioned in the application that he is bringing dependent as well. Does the worker required an academic technology approval scheme, ATAS certificate? No. Payee reference number. So if you migrant employee payee reference number, is he on the payroll? Yes. The payee reference number is this. This will create a system very easy because now he's connected to HMRC. HMRC knows that this person, when he will start the job, he'll get paid from this reference number. This is the certificate of sponsorship.